Now that was a nice little fly in, wasn't it? Behind me, the Justice Pillar of the Piazza of Santa Trinita. So I'm currently in Via di Tornabuoni, the fashion street here in Florence. You know, the high-end stores like Gucci, Prada, Armani, Versace, Tiffany, and so on. There's also a great little wine bar that's coming up, Procacci. It's a wine bar that goes back to 1885, would you believe? And that's where I'm going to start the episode. I hope you enjoy. Right, so let's check it out, shall we? Expat Lifestyle with Babs. Share, thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Now that I'm all set up, I hope you enjoy this episode, because I certainly am. Salute. Now, the wine, it's a Noble from Montepulciano. It's pretty good, and it should be too for the price. It's actually €16, so I'm treating myself. So I'm enjoying a Noble Reserva from Montepulciano, which is down in, I guess, southern Tuscany, the Val d'Orcia area. It is beautiful down there, and if you're in Italy, you must get down to that part of Tuscany. It's just magical. Those famous scenes that you see in many Hollywood movies. It's just glorious. And Montecino and Montepulciano are the two famous areas, I guess, for the Nobili and the Brunello. So get down there if you can. So here at Procacci, it's a definite recommendation. It's more of a high end. It's in Tornabuoni, the fashion street, so you're going to pay a little bit more. For instance, it's Reserva. It's top shelf, but at €16. 10 to €20 would be the price range for your drinks. The Nibli's all a part of it too. Nevertheless, it's a great establishment, 1885, so it's been here for a long time. Great for people watching and so on. They've got a few chairs inside too, but this is a great little spot, the heater just there. Now, people watching it reminded me of a little story that I often reflect on. I was back in Melbourne and we're at a shopping mall, you know. I was just standing there waiting. I think my wife was getting a drink and I was just people watching. Then all of a sudden, this guy yells out, "What the are you looking at?" You know, he had the tats, his veins were popping here, and I thought, this is it, my life is over. So just be careful when you are people watching, that you're not staring, which obviously I was. And look, this wine bar, I've been here a couple of times before. It is my local because literally I can see my apartment building just over there, less than 100 metres away. Nevertheless, I'm spoilt for choice, and when you come to Florence, or if you've been here before, you know what I'm talking about. There are wine bars everywhere. So don't get too stressed about finding the perfect place. You might go to Bellini, which is just around the corner, for instance, and just love it, and you go there each night. Hey, there's no rules, are there? Go to what you enjoy, and just walking around, you might see a lovely looking place, looks authentic, and you drop in there and it's wonderful. It might not be in the top 10, but if it works for you, that's great. Another place I'm going to show you in this episode is Vino Veritas, which means in Latin, in wine, there is truth. So maybe with a couple more of these, I'll start to tell you a few more truthful stories. It's a great little neighbourhood in the historical centre of Florence. By the way, this is my neighbourhood. This is where I hang out. Now the wine window that is still operational is in Via della Donne. It's a great spot for that Instagram photo. So you are truly sport for choice here in Florence regarding wine bars and where to have a late afternoon pre-dinner drink if you like. So Procacci, that's a high-end establishment for sure. I've just shown you Bellini, which is in Della Spada. Great option, that one. And coming up is the wine window, the working wine window in Via della Donne. It's just here on my right. So I'll keep walking past and you'll see it right there. The Instagram photo. Works a treat, that's for sure. And it gets very busy here too. Now you've got to love Google Search Studio. It gets me here always on time. Now I'm in Via de' Cerchi, walking away from the Palazzo Vecchio behind me there. By the way, that's a magnificent piazza, Piazza della Signoria. But I'm taking you along Via de' Cerchi to Vino Veritas, that other wine bar I was telling you about. Now today, very, very busy. So you know what? I might come back tomorrow afternoon. But let's have a look at it anyway. And Vino Veritas is very, very close to Via Dante Alighieri. Of course, Dante, the father of Italian language and literature. This is a great little piazza, this one too. So I'm heading home, I'm coming back tomorrow afternoon, okay? So I'm heading back towards Vino Veritas Repubblica, just behind me. Duomo to my left, less than 100 metres away, and not far in that direction is the Palazzo Vecchio. So Vino Veritas is centrally located within the historical centre here in Florence. I'm walking through Piazza di Cimitori. There's some great little food stalls here, by the way. And as you can see, not far from the tower of the Palazzo Vecchio is Vino Veritas. It's coming up. Some lovely fresh fruit and veg, and next door to that is Vino Veritas. Here we are, just here. It's a bit quieter, isn't it? Let's have a look. So the wine is a Chianti Classico Reserva, €9, and it's a 2020 vintage. Right, so Chianti Classico Reserva. That hits the spot. Friday, late afternoon, had a busy week at work. I deserve this. Now, as I said, walking here, Vino Veritas, very, very close to Palazzo Vecchio, Repubblica, and of course Duomo. It's very well placed in the historical centre. And look, it's well worth a visit. As you saw on Sunday, very busy, wasn't it? It's not one of those wine bars that you'll find in the top 10. It's very rarely mentioned there, but it's a good one. So if you're walking along in this area, hey, drop in when you're here in Florence. Can't go wrong. Okay, so there we have it, in Vino Veritas. In wine, there is truth. As well as that, in Vino Veritas is really well positioned with regards to the Palazzo Vecchio. And you can see the tower there and how close it is. In Vino Veritas, a little bit more economical than Procacci and less formal. Very casual in there, a nice relaxed atmosphere. So I enjoyed my sojourn in there. So that's it for this particular episode. A look at a couple of quite different wine bars here in Florence. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, give me a thumbs up, share and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next episode. Ciao.